Take off your teardrops for one heart to be crying. For one heart.
Hello!
Hello!
And welcome to Prospects of Kidkind, named after Eleanor Roosevelt's show, first aired in 1959, called Prospects of Mankind. The premise of our show is knowledgeable adults debating knowledgeable children in various topics. Every week we'll have two different guests, one child, one adult, and they will discuss society, science, philosophy, ethics, etc. And today we will be discussing Japan, culture, food, and love. At the end of our show, viewers can call us with live questions. Please call. And we will determine a winner of our debate at the end of the show with this mallet. So, the format is each guest will have about a minute or two to answer each question. And I'm Eliza.
And I'm Celia. And now, can we have you introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Mary White. I teach anthropology at Boston University, and I love Japan and I love food.
Nice.
Hi, I'm Naoki, and I'm an 8-year-old that was born in Japan, and I really like sushi.
Awesome.
I like sushi too.
We just ate sushi to prepare for this. Okay, so are you guys ready for our first question? Okay, so Japanese people live an average of 4 years longer than Americans. Why do you think that is, and what is the secret to living forever? Would you like to go first?
Japanese people have a very good diet, and they're very healthy, and they live a long time because they have a very good attitude towards life, too. They also live long because their children take care of them. At least that's the idea.
Nice. Okay, Naoki?
I think that Japanese live longer because they have they have lots of supplies of food, and they make sure that they grow everything and not like buy it from another place around the world.
But if there was one secret to living forever, what do you think it is?
Shelter, air, food, and water.
That's a few secrets.
I like it.
What do you think is the one secret?
I wish I knew it, because it might help. But it seems to me that Japanese people have an advantage too, because they have a good economy, and as Naoki said, they grow their own food, which is a big advantage. But I think also they really care about each other. After the big, disaster of March 2011, the tsunami in Fukushima, everything, people really took care of each other, and I think that's a big plus.
Certainly.
Okay.
Very good.
Awesome. Late night dancing was illegal in Japan until just last year, we read. Do you agree with this law? Do you think that we need laws in society? Are there any laws that you don't agree with that you've seen now? Like, I don't think we should stop at every stop sign.
I don't.
If there's no cars around, why am I stopping at a stop sign? That's one law I don't agree with.
Do you want to go first?
No? All right.
I think there are some laws that are kind of excessive and get too personal, get too involved with our ordinary lives that we should be able to make some decisions about. I personally like the 3-car law. In Massachusetts, when I was growing up, you didn't have to stop at the stop sign. If there were 2 cars ahead of you that had stopped at the stop sign, you could drive right through. But once I was stopped by a cop and he said, "You went right through," and I said, "Don't you know about the 3-car rule?"
Wow.
So
haven't heard that
I
one.
think there are
Not what I
some
thought the
rules
3-car
that can bend to common sense. I think common sense is a good thing.
Definitely. Cool.
What about you? What are some laws that you don't agree with?
I don't agree with the invention of cars.
Oh.
Yeah. Why not?
Because us humans, we have invented many things, and now every time that we build something, we end up destroying it. So we destroy our own space to live
Interesting.
and pollute the air and everything.
What's the worst human invention?
Don't know.
Maybe cars.
Yeah,
Maybe
maybe.
popsicles.
So you like walking?
Yeah, like bikes, okay.
Yeah.
Bikes are good.
And buses are better than cars. More people can fit in one thing instead of only having 4 8-ish people in one.
Yeah, you must have a big car if you fit 8-ish people in yours.
Minivans.
Minivans.
Minivan.
Those are good. What about late night dancing? Do you think that should have been a law?
No.
Against it?
No.
Is it good to dance late at night?
Well, for your body, no, because it needs to get sleep.
Just turn you this way. Okay.
It's okay.
What about you? Late night dancing?
Late night dancing is something that's usually past my bedtime. So I like morning dancing. I think morning dancing is a really good way to start the day. And maybe that's what we should do. We should all get up in the morning and start dancing.
I agree.
I like that. Maybe we should make that a law. Okay. And then I can break the law. Okay. So, next question. Showing affection in public is rare. Even a pat on the back like this, big no-no. So, we just broke a law. Okay. So, my question is, have you ever been in love? And what is your definition of love? Have you been in love? You could start there. You've never been in love. If you had to define love, what do you think love is? You want to do her first? Then you can go? Okay.
Think
No,
about it.
think.
Well, I think I'm in love with you.
Uh-oh.
And I think it's a really good feeling. It's a very generous feeling. You want to help somebody else when you love them. I think it's pretty much a good feeling.
Yes.
What about you? What do you think love would feel like, or what love is?
Don't know.
Have you ever loved an object? Or your parents? Let's hope they're not watching. What does it feel like to love them, or a toy, or something like that? You have no words, maybe, to describe it?
I don't really have any words to describe it.
It's a difficult thing to describe.
It is, you know. Some people spend their whole lives trying to define what love is, trying to understand it. And some people,
Seems to me that maybe it's a good thing that there aren't enough words to describe love, because it's such a big thing. Maybe it's okay just to feel it.
Hopefully we will all feel it. Still waiting. Okay, so
Okay.
next question.
Yes, I have this one. Japan is a world leader in robotics. Japanese engineers are known for producing a range of human-like robots. What role?
Asimo.
Yes,
Asimo's one of them.
exactly. That's amazing. Yes, very interesting.
No.
What role do robots play in the future of our society? Do you think it's okay to have a robot as a servant in your house?
What do you think?
Any thoughts?
I think that it would be okay to have a robot in your house, because if you're a kid, you could have him do your homework and do your chores.
True.
And if you're grown up, you could send him to your work and let him do all this stuff.
Ooh.
Yes.
But then what would you do all day? What would you
Do
do all
whatever
day?
you want.
So what would you do all day if a robot went to school for you?
Don't know. I would stay in front of the TV.
The TV.
Then you'll turn into a robot.
Yeah, then you'll be a zombie. Even worse.
Yeah.
What do you think if we had robots and
I know that in Japan, robots are now being used to help old people. And that's really important because there are a lot of very old people in Japan because they live so long, but there's not a whole bunch of things that old people can do for themselves, but that robots could help them. Could get, help them change their clothes, help them make the bed, put the futon away, make their meals. So I think old people could use them, but I think old people probably want also a robot that gives them a hug.
Yes. Robots cannot show affection.
Except if you program them to.
Do you think you could program a robot to love?
You could program him to hug you all the time.
You think so?
Do you think you would feel love from a robot?
You wouldn't feel the
Not
same as
really.
loving a human?
Yeah.
Why? What makes
Because
it different?
that object isn't really alive.
Mm.
So you won't really feel if it seriously loves you or not.
Right. So the love is about you both feeling love for each other.
Interesting. Okay. Moving on to our next question. Melons are very expensive in Japan. They can worth as much as $400 for a melon. What makes melons so great? Would you like to take this one first?
I just got back from Japan, and all kinds of fruits were in season and really, really beautiful. And they are carefully grown. The melons are carefully grown from seed, and they're surrounded with soft cotton and things while they're growing, so they will be perfect. And that idea that maybe once in your life you can have something perfect, that's kind of special. The melons are expensive because they're gifts. You don't buy a $400 melon and take it home and cut it up in pieces and
Snack time!
I mean, that would be nice too. But you get a $5 melon and take that home, more or less like we pay. So the fancy melons are to show somebody else that you're really thinking about them and caring about them, and you're going to throw a lot of money at them.
So they know what the $400 melon looks like. Like when you receive $400 melon, you know.
Oh, you know.
It's a big deal.
You know.
Cool.
Yeah. And they're wrapped and they're displayed, and you wish they would stay forever,
Really?
but they're perishable, which is another thing about an expensive but perishable thing.
Yeah.
It's going to go.
Yeah,
And that makes it even more special. Got to eat it while it's ripe.
definitely. Have you ever given a nice melon to anyone?
On my salary? Now I've given a $30 melon. And
Oh, wow.
That's a lot.
that's my level of special.
It's quite the melon.
No, that's a
that's
good
a-
melon.
What about you? What do you think makes melons so special? And have you ever received an expensive melon?
No, most of the time my mom and dad buy $5 to $10 melons.
So you're more like a $5 to $10 melon
Yeah.
family. That's okay. I also read that they grow like watermelons in cube forms.
Oh yeah, it's because you put the watermelons in boxes that are square shaped.
Oh.
Okay, but my question is, if you could grow a watermelon in any shape or anything, what would you do? What would you pick? I would pick something in the fourth dimension, maybe. Like a hypercube watermelon or an amusement park shaped watermelon.
I was thinking like a T-Rex melon.
That's nice.
Yeah.
A tea melon.
How about a very big melon that you kind of cut this way and then you can swim in it?
Oh, you can swim in your own
A
watermelon.
watermelon pool.
Like a melon pool. That's nice.
Except at first you would need to crush it to get the water out of it.
It's already, it's a watermelon already. Yeah, that's a good point. But what would you pick as your shape?
A robot,
A robot melon.
Robot melon.
so that I could try to make it work with electronics inside to make it do all my stuff.
And then if it was bad, you could eat it as punishment.
Yeah. and then I'm just like, bad robot, you didn't do your chores. I shall now eat you.
Now that's a good idea for when the robot revolution does happen. Edible robots. Yes. Okay. That eases us right into the next question.
Right. What is the hardest thing that you have ever done? Anything
In your
come to
whole
mind?
life.
Mm,
We can pass it for now. What is the hardest thing
no.
that you've ever done in your life?
I've done some hard things that I wish I hadn't done, but a long time ago, I cooked as a professional, and once I cooked for some very, very fancy people and spoiled it, but then I had to quickly make 150 people some new food. That was really hard.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
That's tricky.
but I could think of a lot of other things, but I'd rather not think about them.
What did you make?
I made a huge stew, and it had to serve a lot of people, but it burned.
Oh no.
Yeah, it burned, and you have never smelled anything worse. So,
I'm sitting next to Celia. pretty bad stew.
I don't think I can top that.
That's why I put you at the edges.
But
Okay, what is the hardest thing that you've ever done?
Think.
Think?
Think about the hardest thing I've ever done because
There
I
you
don't
go.
have one.
that's a good one.
Okay,
Yeah.
think about it.
That's
So this moment is the hardest moment of your life right now?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
wow.
Sorry.
I never really had a hardest moment before.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't worry, you'll have some. Something to look forward to. Okay. So, what is our next question? Okay. Japanese families often use the same water for bathing. Presumably they shower first, but then they use the same water in the bath, and then they all use it. Not at the same time, I think. No, but separately. Should we do that here? Or is that kind of gross? What do you think? Would you share your bath water with your family? Would you use your mom and dad's bath water? It's a tough question.
Yeah.
You been to a hot spring in Japan, where you go in the bath with a lot of people? How do you feel when you're in the hot spring? Is it nice?
Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine they seem like really nice place to visit. Nice place to go.
I think I would use the same bath water as my family, but my family would not want my bath water. That's what I think. I'm sure.
Like, that does save water, but
Yeah.
for some people that would gross them out. Like, if you have a friend over and they're going to take a shower
Yeah.
and they need to use your bath water.
Would you make
kind
your
of
friend do
gross.
that?
No.
That's
Except their
good.
mom and dad said that they had to take a shower.
Yeah. I would probably make my friends do that.
I once went to a hot spring in America, California, and it was supposed to be like a Japanese hot spring where you got yourself really clean so you wouldn't add any flavor to the water.
Flavor.
But the other Americans didn't understand that.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I was so ashamed. Yeah, I mean, but so I thought, and the other thing was they wore bathing suits.
What?
In Japan,
Terrible.
you do not wear a bathing suit.
You just go in with a towel so that when you go out, you can put it around.
That's right, little tiny towel.
Yeah, just big enough to go around your waist.
So what,
Yeah.
what happened? Did they not read the instructions? Like, how did the miscommunication happen there?
I'm not sure whether they just didn't want to do it their way.
Yeah, interesting.
They were asserting their own way. So I did tell them, you're supposed to take off your bathing suit, and they went, oh!
Yeah. A little bit of
People
modesty
also react
there.
that way when I ask them to take off their bathing suits.
Yes, I've seen it before.
I'm like, it's Japanese. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our questions. And now we open up the floor for you guys to ask each other questions. So, Quirky Sensei, would you like to ask questions first?
I have many questions for Naoki, but I think, because I really love food, I was going to ask you, what does your grandmother think is a good meal? What goes into a good meal for your grandmother? Not for you, but your grandmother. And I guess you can choose which grandmother.
I never really asked my Japanese grandmother what she liked in her food, so that she would consider it like good food.
Can you think what meal you ate with your grandmother?
Crabs. Kind of feels like torture though. You see them crawling around on the pan, just I'm going to die.
That's the sound the crabs make? That's sad.
That's probably what they're thinking.
Yeah.
I'm sure. So, crabs. Okay.
What do you think a good meal is? Afterwards, you'd be rubbing your stomach and saying, that was a good meal.
Steak.
Steak.
Nice. I like a good steak too.
Celia loves steak for breakfast.
Yep. I had steak tacos the other
She
day.
did. I think
Yeah.
it's counterintuitive to have steak for breakfast.
Hey, you need the protein, you know?
But she thinks
It's the
start with the
energy.
heaviest meat first.
Yep.
Why
And then
not
you go
start with
dancing.
egg? You still get your protein.
Yes, but I
Eggs.
like the extra protein. The most amount of protein I can get.
Then you
Very
eat all the
proteiny.
eggs.
All the eggs.
All the eggs
steaks.
and all the steaks. What kind of steak is your favorite?
Any steak that's cooked red,
Cooked red.
Oh, really? Rare?
What does cooked red mean?
like nice and red, not turning pink.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for Quirky Sensei?
Not really.
Okay, well then let's open up the phone lines. Maybe our viewers have some questions they want to ask. We have just a few minutes left with our guests here. Our phone number is 617-876-0055. If you have a pressing question, perhaps you'd like to call in.
Or comments, you know, anything
comments.
you're really thinking. We have these great guests here. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. I think it's ready. Right there. Yeah.
The lines are open.
They're open. We've got a call.
We've got a call.
Hello? Hello?
Oh. Are we picking up the call?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi. I was curious about the.
Yes?
Hi.
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
There's a lag. Yes, what's your question?
Yes. I've question about the ozone.
Oh,
The ozone.
Yes. Yes. Is it real?
Is the ozone real? Is the ozone layer real? Naoki, what do you